come. We have obviously Yuriorkis here. You know, he was coming back from a layoff, and you know, we thought he got a lot of good work, a lot of rust off. It was a tough fight. Rene Alvarado came to fight, but look, you know, he had a good win, a solid win, and he's open for bigger, better things. So I'll have him say a few words, and then you guys can ask him some questions. Okay?
Bueno, primero que todo quiero darle gracias a Dios por estar en esta cartelera, que Golden Boy me dio la oportunidad para presentar mis habilidades.
First of all, I want to thank God for this great opportunity. Obviously, Golden Boy, I'm happy to be back.
Como saben, tengo mucho tiempo sin actividad en mi carrera.
Like you guys know, I had a lot of inactivity in my career.
Pero el objetivo principal fue mostrar mi capacidad máxima y mi reflejo y velocidad.
But the important thing for me was to show you guys my abilities, and I felt I did that.
Lo único que me falta es tener un poco más de actividad para poder tener un poco más de distancia, que fue una de las cosas que me mantuvo distanciado del contrario.
What I need in my career right now is activity. That's what I need. I think that my distance control was a little bit off, but with activity I can be sharper.
Pero bueno, en este caso la compañía Golden Boy tiene un plan conmigo en el cual estamos dispuestos a seguirlo.
But for the meantime, you know, I have a plan with Golden Boy Promotions, and I'm really happy for that, and that we're going to follow through with that plan. So thank you. Questions? We'll open up for questions.
Yuriorkis, Bob Newman from FightNews.com. Kind of a double question. First of all, were you aware, could you hear the crowd's dissatisfaction during the fight? And also, do you attribute your performance to Alvarado's skill, to your layoff, or a combination of both?
Bueno, todo el mundo vio y que Alvarado no pudo conmigo, independientemente que tengo un tiempo largo sin actividad, lo pude controlar, no pudo mantener un régimen de ataque conmigo por mis habilidades, porque obviamente yo estoy fuera de distancia.
You know, first of all, with Alvarado, you know, I think that I was able to control. I was able to control the fight. I think you guys saw that. But again, my distance control was just off, so it was a little awkward, and I couldn't really work that well because I felt my distance control was off.
Aunque no lo crean, desde el 2015, diciembre, no había una pelea, no hay un intercambio de guantes, y es bien difícil mantener una distancia y no hacer estas cosas.
If you guys believe it or not, I mean, it's been since December of 2015 that I fought, so, you know, that long layoff, it's hard to really get your timing down and your distance control.
Pero lo más importante para mí fue mostrarle al público que tengo las habilidades, tengo la velocidad y fundamentalmente que todo la resistencia para estar los 10 rounds en pie.
But the important thing for me was to show you guys that I still have the skills, I still have the speed, I still have the quickness to be able to compete at this level.
La parte de la distancia se trabaja en la continuidad de lo que es constante pelea y el par, que es lo que me falta.
Then again, with the distance, it's, you know, you work with that through activity. You have activity through the workouts, sparring, but more than anything, activity.
Sí, definitivamente, obviamente la afición está acostumbrada a que un Gamboa esté constantemente tirando golpes, y para eso se necesita distancia, porque yo no puedo arriesgarme a tirarme golpes con una persona cuando yo no tengo una distancia aceptable.
Yes, I mean, I guess I did hear the fans. I heard the fans, and they're used to seeing me differently, a fighter that throws so many more punches. But it was just really hard for me. It was a little awkward because I didn't have my timing down, my distance control. So I couldn't just throw punches, and you know, I didn't want to miss.
Por eso el objetivo de ahora es pelear cada 2 o 3 meses con el objetivo de mantener una actividad para poder eliminar esta falta de distancia y de combate.
That's why the game plan is to fight every 2 or 3 months, have that activity, and you know, you get sharp with activity.
Todo el mundo sabe que cualquier boxeador que está fuera del ring no va a tener la misma distancia.
Everybody knows that a fighter that's not fighting, they're not going to be able to maintain their sharpness or their ability.
Do you plan on staying at lightweight?
Sí, definitivamente hice 131 libras, fácil, no tengo ningún problema en ese peso y voy a seguir haciéndolo en 130 libras para tener un campeonato mundial.
130, the plan is to stay at 130. I made 131 for this fight. I felt very good. I want to stay there. But yes, you know, I want to fight at 130 and I want to win a world title at 130.
Okay.
Next question.
More questions?
Next question. Does anyone have a question?
Felicidades, Gamboa. Te iba a preguntar si Alvarado te lastimó cuando te tumbó. ¿Te sorprendió cuando te tumbó?
Bueno, no sé si ustedes pudieron ver lo que es la cámara lenta. En ningún momento el hombre me dio la cara. Yo me iba de caída y él tiró el golpe, pero quedó al lado de mí. Por eso fue que, respetando al árbitro como lo respeto y lo conozco, porque hemos trabajado otra vez ya en Alemania, me dio gracias, coño. Eso está un poco. Pero tú sabes que lo haga así porque sabe que no hay un golpe. Yo no.
Deja traducir eso, voy a traducir eso. The question was, did Alvarado hurt you when he dropped you? And Yuriorkis said, look, you know, he really didn't even touch me. It was more of a trip. I don't know if you guys saw the replay or not, but it was a trip, and the punch he threw actually missed me. You know, and I was laughing a little bit because the referee, I know the referee, I've worked with that referee in the past, and, you know, I kind of chuckled at the referee, but it is what it is.
Hi, Eric. This question is probably more for you than him, but obviously since he said he's going to campaign at 130, I wanted to know what was the trajectory for Golden Boy. He's been plagued with promoter issues and managerial issues, so he's never really had a run at a career. And he's 36 now, so what is his plans for the rest of 2017?
You know, it's funny because, you know, I was talking about that with Bernard when we were watching him, and you know, he was rusty. He looked rusty. But you saw the flashes of Gamboa, you know, the speed, the footwork, the head movement, the counter punching. You know, we did this, and our game plan is to keep him busy. And I think he needs another fight, type fight like this fight, to keep him sharp. And look, he can compete with any of the champions. You know, we have a deal with Burchelt that just fought Vargas. We represent Vargas. We represent Europe. He can fight any of those guys, any of the top champions. You know, give him 1 or 2 more fights, and he can fight Lomachenko. You know, he's got that kind of skill. So that's the reason why, you know, we signed him. We believe in him. And yes, you're right. You know, for whatever reason, you know, we weren't involved in the past. I don't want to point fingers or anything, but you know, it affected him not fighting in the past, whatever the reason was. But we signed him because we believe in him, and I think that he has to stay active. And he stays active, the sky's the limit.
Daniel Gonzalez, I said boxing, Yuriorkis. The last 3 rounds, I thought you looked great. You put the pedal to the metal a little bit. How are you going to avoid being considered a Cuban-type boxer? Because most of the Cuban boxers, like Redondo and Lara, kind of get themselves in trouble with the fans because they don't take enough risks necessarily. How are you going to separate yourself from those Cuban boxers?
Bueno, definitivamente yo siempre he sido un boxeador diferente a los demás cubanos, eso todo el mundo lo sabe y yo soy reconocido por eso. La diferencia mía con los demás boxeadores cubanos es que los boxeadores cubanos boxean el estilo de Cuba totalmente para afuera, pero yo tengo los conocimientos de las 3 distancias y boxeo para afuera, hago mis movimientos, pero también trabajo a la media distancia y hago show. Obviamente, en esta pelea no es el mismo show que yo hacía anteriormente, porque definitivamente, vuelvo y repito, la inactividad de a largo tiempo no te permite tener una distancia exacta para trabajar varias combinaciones en una distancia cuando tú todavía no estás ready.
I think that look, I mean, you guys know this, I'm not considered to be the normal Cuban fighter. I'm not like them. I'm different, and that's me. The other Cuban fighters, you know, they box from the outside. I'm not like that. I can do that if I want, but I like to give a show. I like to get in there and fight and give a show. Again, you know, I don't want to make any excuses, but I wasn't sharp. I wasn't sharp in the activity that bothered me. I wasn't able to use my distance control. But I feel that, you know, with more activity, I'm going to get there.
Por esta es la opción que Golden Boy ha firmado a mí nuevamente. Esta oportunidad con el objetivo de darme multipelea para poder estar en la actividad correcta para poder mostrar a ese Gamboa que ustedes siempre han visto.
But that's the partnership with Golden Boy. We talked about, you know, having activity and going after some of these, you know, some of these good fights. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Y una pregunta para ti. Ya tú fuiste campeón olímpico, has sido 3 veces campeón del mundo. En el boxeo lo has hecho todo, realmente lo has hecho todo. ¿Qué te hace a ti, a tu edad? ¿Qué es el fuego que quema dentro de ti que te mantiene en el boxeo? ¿Qué tú quieres ahora?
Bueno, definitivamente eso es algo que nace con la persona y mientras el boxeador tenga ese deseo de seguir adelante y ese dinamismo dentro de sí mismo, uno se mantiene queriendo hacer lo que siempre ha mostrado.
The question was, you know, you've been an Olympic champion, you've been a 3-time world champion as a pro. What keeps you hungry? Why are you still boxing? What is it inside of you that keeps you hungry? And he said, it's the love. It's the love for the game. It's my heart. It's something that just comes out of me. And that's the reason I'm doing it. I just, you know, it's a love for the game.
Se habla de más continuidad. ¿Cuál sería la siguiente fecha y por qué Gamboa trasladó su campamento ahora a Las Vegas, Nevada?
Bueno, definitivamente estoy viviendo en Las Vegas y mi campamento se está haciendo aquí desde hace ya 2015, basado en que tengo un poco más de concentración y menos distracciones en lo que es mi carrera.
Okay, the question is what's next and why did you change your training camp to Las Vegas? He said, yeah, you know, I moved to Las Vegas since 2015 and, you know, I just feel that I can concentrate more, not that many distractions in Las Vegas, and I feel good about fighting, you know, training in Las Vegas. As far as what's next, you know, we're gonna enjoy the victory tonight. We're gonna get together as a team, and we're gonna talk maybe Monday. You know, I want him to enjoy his family. His wife's here, and you know, I want them to enjoy the victory for now. And then Monday we're gonna go back to the drawing board and see what's next. There's some opportunities. Definitely, you know, he's a big name fighter, and who wouldn't want to fight with Gamboa? So, any more questions?
I know that you said that the trajectory is about 2 more fights because he needs that, but since Lomachenko is the big name in that division, if that fight came sooner, would you present it to him?
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it as a team. We'll talk about it as a team. I really want to get him back in the ring right away. You know, I think that he's a fighter that I've been told, it's the first time we're working together, but I've been told, you know, just by talking to his father, talking to him, that, you know, when he stays active, you know, that's when he's at his best. That's when he's at his best. And to be off, you know, for 3 years in his prime, it didn't do him any justice. So, you know, I want to get him right back in the ring, so I have a few ideas we're going to talk about, and then after that, if it presents itself in the fall or winter, later this year, you know what, no problem. I mean, we'll talk about it as a team, and if it makes sense to do it, we'll do it.
Does Golden Boy have the luxury of building him as a star, even though it's late in his career?
It's late in his career, but, you know, the sky's the limit. It's up to him. It's up to him. We'll give him the opportunities. We can't hold his hand in the ring. You know, it's up to him. I mean, whatever he puts in it, you know, we'll get him the opportunities. And, I mean, he's got a big name. You know, he's still recognized universally throughout the world, not just here in the U.S., but throughout Latin America. You know, what he's done, what he's accomplished in his career, very few fighters have done that. So, he's an attractive name. I think anybody would want to fight with him.
No more questions?
good?
You're good?
All right, he's gonna go eat some tacos, or you guys gonna have this thing? Un asado. Okay, thank you guys. Gracias.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for being here. making this a great show. David said, first of all, I want to tell you, we hope that Curtis Stevens is okay. It's a sport. We want to see people go back home to their families. But David did say that he wants to make him pay, and he did. We said we want to put on a show, and we did. We want to thank HBO for giving us the opportunity. Golden Boy, our partners who are family to us, Oscar, Eric, Bernard, the whole team, Razo. I want to congratulate our team as well with 2 big wins, Ulysse and David. I'm emotional now. I'm really proud of these guys and the work that we're doing. And this is the beginning. You're going to see a lot more of Lemieux, a lot more of Ulysse, a lot more of Eye the Tiger. And moi, en français, I would just say a word in French to our fans in Montreal at home. Merci beaucoup pour votre support. On vous aime beaucoup. On fait ça aussi pour vous. Et on est fiers de vous représenter. So Eric, a big thank you to you who are making things happen for boxing. Boxing is great. It's always been great. It always will be great. So we're just happy to be part of it. Thank you.
Few words from David, so that here's David, and he'll give you guys a few words, and then we'll open up for questions. And then Camille, you want to introduce also? Yeah. Good win.
Okay, it's my first time, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my
I'll teach him.
He's not bad at all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the opportunity that me, Golden Boy, HBO. Thank you. I can't say much. You give me the opportunity. I'm sure. What can I do? Thank you.
Hello! I hope everybody enjoyed the show. J'espère que vous avez tout aimé le spectacle. Merci à tous qui sont venus de Québec ici. Je suis très fier. J'ai senti votre énergie. Je suis très content que vous soyez ici. Thank you everybody, all the fans, for being here, for supporting me. I feel you. In the social medias, I feel you when you're swimming out there. I can feel your energy. You guys are great. Thank you. It's a blessing. It's been a great night. You know, Stevens, very tough fighter. We had an excellent preparation for him. We wanted to make a statement, and we did. You know, sometimes you gotta stop trying to degrade our fighters. You gotta humble yourself, or you will be humbled. You know, tonight I wanted to make an example out of him because, you know, no fighter deserves to be degraded like that. Every fighter works hard. We're all here to feed our family. We're all here to feed our kids. You don't need somebody who's going to try to degrade you, say, calling you names. It's like that in boxing, or it's like that in life. You don't act like this. This is trash. And I wanted to make an example, and I did. Respect everybody, respect every fighter. This is the real world. So for that, I'm grateful. I had a great night, great training camp, and I made a statement. And we're moving along to much bigger and greater fights. I'm ready. Are they ready? That's the question. I'm excited to always give a great show. Always here to entertain. And emotion is what I seek. So thank you. Thank God for everything I have, every path I am able to lead. I'm extremely grateful for my parents for giving me the opportunity to do what I do. They are my foundation. My brother, my sister, my kids. Camille, Eric Gomez, everybody around me, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be able to entertain you guys and be able to give you my heart out on the ring whenever I go on. to me, the ring, it's like the real world. There's no difference. Inside the ring, you do a small mistake and it can cost you forever. So you gotta be sharp. You gotta be sharp always. You gotta respect and you gotta be humble. So thank you very much. It was a great night.
Thank you. We'll open up for questions.
David, Bob Newman from FightNews.com. Congratulations on the win. You talked about the trash talk from Stevens, and I hadn't seen any of that. I'm sure it happened, but I probably missed it on social media. But how did you use that successfully to your advantage and not have it backfire where you lose your head and you could have gotten caught? That happens to a lot of fighters. Were you worried about that?
It does happen to a lot of fighters, but sometimes you get that one fighter that doesn't happen to. You don't want to put gas on fire and make it bigger when you know that fire can grow and grow and grow, and eventually you'll get burned. And that's what it did. So my mind wanders places sometimes. What was your question?
So how did you keep that from backfiring on you and maybe you get reckless because you were so emotional and then you get caught with something? How were you able to control it?
There was no emotions involved when I was in the ring. I was just prepared, and I knew what I was facing, and I knew what I wanted to do and how deep I wanted to do it, and with the aggression, but also with the composure. We knew who we were facing. We knew Stevens is a good fighter. We knew Stevens has a good hook. He's a strong kid, but I'm stronger, and I proved it in every way. So I have a lot of things to prove. I love to give a good show, and I did a statement. Don't talk so much.
Great. Okay, wait, hold on. We have a statement from Curtis Stevens. We just got this from the hospital, so I just want to make sure that everybody.
The hospital.
Yeah, this is.
There was a GoFundMe bill for my hospital bill. I guess it's gonna backfire on him now.
This is official for main events. Curtis is talking. It seems to be okay. They're doing a couple of tests, waiting for the results. Okay, so that's an official statement for main events. You guys have that now, okay? Mike?
So my question is for Bernard. A lot of times when there's a lot of trash talking and pre-press conferences and fights.
I don't know nothing about that.
I know. But a lot of times afterward, fighters say, "Oh, it was just for the promotion," but David's not saying that. And to me, that's refreshing. Do you like that old school mentality, or
Well, it all depends. It all depends on who you trash talk to. Stevens, he trash talked to David Lemieux, and you see that really energized him. So it can backfire. It's a catch-22. Some guys you can talk a good game and go in there with your half a game and beat them. But when you run into fighters that really get motivated by your trash talking after the fact, you'd be like, man, I shouldn't have said nothing to the guy. Kept it quiet. Played under the radar, but. And David was motivated by that, and he showed it tonight. I mean, he did a great performance and called a showstopper. That's what we saying.
David, when you see someone unconscious like that and just flat out, and they have to bring a stretcher for him, what kind of goes through your mind despite all the trash talk before the fight? What are you thinking at that point?
Obviously I'm not here to hurt anybody long term. I'm just to want them out for 10 seconds. But I hope he'll be okay, and he'll go back to his family, and he'll be okay. I'm not here to kill anybody, even though I said that I wanted to hurt him, and I did. But I hope he'll get up and he'll be okay, and everything will be okay. I love everybody. Me, I'm a respectful fighter. I respect every fighter that gets on the ring and has the guts to put the gloves against me or against any other fighter. So respect, and I want no harm for nobody. So I hope he'll get up and I'll be okay.
Gonzalez side by boxing. Daniel Gonzalez side boxing. How would you compare Stevens' power to Triple G's power?
Two very different kind of powers. Triple G is physically stronger. Curtis is not as strong as Triple G. He has a good explosion. Stevens has a good hook. We all know, right? But Triple G is stronger, but different kind of power. Triple G is not so explosive, just heavy-handed.
David, Xavier Porter, BrooklynFights.com. Now, being that you said Triple G is heavy-handed, Triple G took about, I think, maybe 7, 8, 9 rounds to put Curtis away. Curtis was on his feet when you put him away. You put him away in 3. How soon can we expect you to get a rematch with Triple G, if possible?
Good question. I'm always up for challenges, and I'm always up to beat the guy who was on top there. Like I said, I'm willing to fight anybody, including Triple G. But there are plans before. Canelo could be a nice option before, or any other fighters on top there. So Saunders, I'm willing to fight the best. So to be the best, I'll have to beat the best. And to my eyes, who's on top right now? It's Triple G and soon me. So that's it.
David, congratulations on the win. That's the good with the boxingvoice.com. I just wanted to ask, do you think that you made too good of a statement? Obviously, you said in your post-fight that you wanted an opportunity with Canelo, but do you think you demonstrated too much and maybe it's going to be high risk for him now?
Well, I'm not in that philosophical view of too much, too good, I did good, I worked hard. If my physical ability is superior than others, that's not my problem. I'm always going to upgrade. And for sure, it can create some fear in the middleweight division.
Sorry. How much better prepared do you think you'll be if you fight someone like Canelo now, after fighting Golovkin and now this impressive performance? How much different do you think it could be?
Excuse me, can you...
How much better prepared do you think you might be if you fight someone like Canelo Alvarez now versus 2 years ago when you fought Golovkin, coming off this performance?
Well, we'll see in due time. If I have a fight of that magnitude, I'll be prepared for a fight of that magnitude, and according to the fighter I'm faced with, whoever I'll be facing, I'll be ready for him. If it's Canelo, if it's Saunders, if it's another rematch with Golovkin, I don't just talk, I do, and I've done it, and I'll do it again. I'm the type of guy who, I'll get a beating, and I'll come back. That's how I started in the gym. I was 9 years old. I lost my first 4 fights, and I just kept on coming, and then won 16 straight fights in a row. I was a gym rat, and it finally paid off. So I'm very determined to be on top, and I'll be on top eventually.
This question is for Yves. Xavier Porter, BrooklynFights.com. What were your thoughts going into the 7th round? Because from the first round you had control of the fight. 6th round you appeared to start stalking him, and then the 7th round you just took over. So what were your thoughts in the 7th round? And if you have any thoughts on regarding if the fight should have been stopped earlier?
No, I was just taking my time and prepare my combination because I was prepared for 10 rounds. He's a good fighter. He was tough, but I prepare all my combination for the 7th, 8th round to be more better because I learned. I was watching his tape. He was slowing down on the late round. That's why I was prepared for this.
Any other questions?
Salut, une question pour Marc. Marc, après le 2e round, as-tu une crainte que David, avec la précision de ses coups, puis avec le tempo qu'il adoptait, qui était pour s'éviter ou c'était quoi le plan de match?
En fait, que David soit très intense, ça ne me dérange pas du tout. Il me démontre au gymnase tous les jours qu'il peut le faire d'une façon continue pendant 12 rondes avec plein de partenaires d'entraînement différents. Maintenant, je voulais qu'il fasse ça en arrière de son jab. Je voulais pas qu'on fasse ça d'une manière. Je voulais pas qu'on fasse ça à courte distance. C'était clair qu'on était en mesure de développer beaucoup plus de puissance à longue distance. Alors, je voulais que tout ça soit en arrière de son jab toujours.
What translates to the question was, how worried were you, Mark, in the second round when you saw David unload a lot of shots? Were you worried about his energy levels? And Mark feels that not at all, because he's seen David with output of a lot of punches and recuperate within the first minute. But he wanted to do it behind his jab. They didn't want to be at the short distance exploding, so he was not concerned.
All right. Any last one? Last one.
Last one.
I'll give the mic. Common opponent with common opponent with Gennady Golovkin and Curtis Stevens. You knocked them clear out. Do you feel you have more power than him?
I believe I do. Different kind of power. But I don't like to talk about what I have. I let the fans say what they see. So you guys saw what you saw. You tell me what you think.
Thank you. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you once again for being here. And I hope it was worth the trip. Thank you.